Everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Tiger Stripes, a show that brings you stories that didn't make it onto our daily show. I'm Harper.
And I'm Molly, your newscasters for today. Our scouts have gathered some crazy new intel. Let's take a look at the footage.
For anyone who doesn't know her, this is Miss Chudowski. She started at Twain this year. What do you teach?
I'm teaching civics this year.
Okay. So we just want to welcome you to the school, so we want the students to know you better.
Thank you so much.
The first few questions are about your teaching and your life as a student. So did you like history when you were in school?
Yes, I did. I grew up in near Colonial Williamsburg in Yorktown, so surrounded by history.
Oh, what unit was your favorite to learn? Did you have any wars that you particularly liked studying?
Okay. Well, everybody likes World War II, right? World War II is awesome. But obviously, I also like the Civil War, just because that's a lot of history in Virginia and the American Revolution.
I see. Is that your favorite unit to teach?
When I did teach history, yes. This year, I'm excited to teach about the different political parties and how they interact in the Congress and how they used to interact also.
So when did you decide that you wanted to become a teacher?
I decided to become a teacher when I was about your age. So I thought it was interesting that teachers would stand in front of the room and would say one thing and expect 100% of the class to get it the first time. I felt, as a kid, what if they just rephrased it every now and then? There's a difference between not listening and actually having a question, though. So sometimes you have to make sure that line is not crossed.
Okay. How do you make your teaching connect to real life?
So we try to bring in current events. And it's also important to remember that you are also a citizen. Even though you guys can't vote, you still can be active participants. And you've seen that recently in current events today, but I think it's important to know that there's more than just one way, and you can figure out where your style meets.
Tell us the best part about being a teacher.
Best part about being a teacher is when a student comes to you later on and says that they've built confidence. Content is important, but the fact that somebody can say, hey, look, you helped me out, or a group of teachers helped me out, and now I'm more confident in being a friend, helping, being a leader, and that's the best part.
So now let's get to know a little bit more about your personal life. What are some things that you like to do outside of the school?
What I like to do outside of school, when it's nice out, I like to kayak, and then when it's wintertime, I like to go ski. And then sometimes I help out at Jamestown Settlement. I started volunteering when I was about your age there, so sometimes when they need help, I go back to the fort and I'm in costume wherever they need me.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
What's a typical weekend like for you?
Let's see. Grading papers. Yeah, no. If it's nice out, you'll probably see me kayak in a local river.
Do you have a hidden talent?
Annoying students. That's not hidden. Let's see. No, I can't think of one right now.
Wow. Are there any current trends that students follow that don't make sense to you?
I didn't understand. I understand that slime was a very interesting chemistry experience, but I didn't understand why people would put slime on their food and then be surprised that it didn't taste good.
If you won the lottery, what's the first thing that you would do?
Let's see. I would make sure I'm dividing up amongst different charities that I need, and then make sure that money goes to different people in my life, whether it be family or friends, who I think might need some extra help.
How do you like to spend your summers?
My summers. I like to travel, and sometimes, a lot of times for teachers, we'll go to professional development in DC, or go to a local museum.
And that's it. Thank you so much for answering the questions.
Yeah, thank you for your time.
I hope everyone learned a little bit more about Miss Chudowski.
So, Mr. Nuri, what's your favorite part about teaching history?
I think for me, the best part about teaching history is the ability to tell a story. And I think, and always connecting that story into present day, and I think you can find a lot of relevance of what's happening in today's world to what was happening to our history from 150 to even 250 years ago.
So what inspired you to teach history?
To be honest, I really never liked history when I was in middle school or high school. It wasn't until college that I actually grew an interest in history. To be honest, I took some classes in college, and some of those classes I learned a lot of new things, especially in American history. And from there, I realized, what, like, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to teach, and that's why.
So, kind of going on with that, what college did you go to and what did you study?
Well, so most of my course I took at George Mason University. I went to George Mason initially hoping to be a civil engineer. So I took all those like high-level math classes and physics and those science classes, and I realized, what, maybe this isn't for me. So then that's why I made a transition over into focusing on strictly history.
So how long have you been teaching history, and what's your favorite part about it?
I've been teaching history for about 5 years. Well, technically 4.5. I actually started substituting here at Mark Twain Middle School, and then I got my student teaching at Poe Middle School, and then I was teaching there for about 3 years. Then I taught at Holmes last year, and then now I'm here.
So why do you enjoy teaching like 7th graders or middle schoolers around that age group?
Because they listen. No, but in all honesty, most of my experiences in the classroom has been in a middle school level. I substituted quite a few at high school level, but I just was better, I connected better with the middle school students as opposed to the high school students.
Okay, so kind of switching, what are some of your favorite hobbies outside of school?
Fortnite. Yes. But honestly, I do play a lot of games. I play a lot of board games, video games. I do try to stay fit and play a lot of basketball, or just go out and run. I love to just go to museums whenever I have a free chance, but it's really hard to have a day off. But I try to do that, especially during the breaks. Yeah.
And most of your students know this, but what's like the most important thing they should know about you?
Crap, I don't know.
Liverpool.
Oh yeah, that I love Liverpool. Thank you, Leia. My God, how dumb am I? Yes, Liverpool. It's my favorite soccer team, and it's the #1 soccer team.
Okay, so do you want this question? What was an important event in
Sure.
your life?
Yeah.
Okay, so what was an important event in your life?
An important event in my life was actually making that switch over from doing civil engineering to history. It took me quite some time to do that, to make that final decision, because my family themselves, with the Middle Eastern background, they really pushed on engineering to me, and I felt kind of forced, and I felt like I was disappointing them when I switched over to history. But it took some time, and it took a lot of words of encouragement from my friends and from my brother, and I made that switch, and it was a huge life changer.
So how do you like Twain so far?
I love it. I mean, I've always wanted to come back here ever since when I first started substituting here. I think even from my day one here, I've met some very great colleagues who've been nothing but supportive and helpful, and I think when you have people around you who share that same passion to wanting to do the best and teach for students, I mean, that's what you always wanted. Or that's what I would want.
So since you're a history teacher,
Mhm.
who is a big historical figure?
For me,
Yeah.
I mean, there are just so many. I think one of the things that we don't get a lot of chance to talk about is Abraham Lincoln. It kind of drops off from where you guys leave off 6th grade. In 7th grade, we kind of talk about him, but unfortunately, we talk about his death rather than his big accomplishments. But I feel like he is one of the most important figures in our history, and his resiliency and his ability to kind of lead us through the darkest time in our history, shows you how important of a figure he is.
So staying on the figure, who was a big inspiration for you growing up?
I would say my brother. He's 4 years older than me, and he's always been that, that extra adult in the household. He's always been really hard on me, really tough on me to do as best as I can in school, and even outside. He, taught me so much about life, and I always credit him for being such a huge help in my life.
So, in conclusion, do you have any advice for us students?
Honestly, for the students, I would just say enjoy the moment. There's times where things get hard, and you have to think about it and say, will there be another day? And the answer is always yes. And you just got to make sure that you just try to make it to the next day, because the next day will always be a new day.
Thank you for the interview.
Thank you for having me.
Those were the new teacher interviews. Up next, Twain's success story. 7th graders, it only gets harder. You too, 8th graders, I guess.
So, Mr. Miller, how do you feel you have prepared your staff for the upcoming year?
Well, it's been summertime, so some of our staff have been in and out. A lot of them have been going to trainings over the summer for different areas. But I think more importantly, we've had a lot more students enter Twain, so our student body's bigger. So as a result, we've actually added 6 more teachers to our staff, which really brings our class sizes down. So I think what you'll notice is when you go to your classes that there'll be fewer kids in there, and that really helps our teachers teach and gives them the time to really get to know their students better.
So, also, do you feel that the school has all the resources and training and the staff to help all the students in Twain succeed?
So I do. I think we're very fortunate in our county that we are provided with a lot of resources. I think teachers are able to get the supplies that they need for classrooms, but there's always more that we could do. My wish is that we had some more money to send our teachers to some trainings on IBMYP, being in a middle years program, so that they get better training on that and that they could understand that philosophy a little bit better and bring that to their classrooms. So there's always things that I want more for my teachers so that they feel better prepared. But I think we're very fortunate in the staff that we have, that our teachers are very dedicated to their kids and that they really want all our students to do well.
Do you have, one more question, do you have any ideas for the county board or the school board to help get the money and the funding for that training?
So sure, there are some monies available through grants and things like that, and we apply for those. But I also have some ideas for them. I would really like to get this building updated a little bit too. This building opened in 1961. Mm-hmm. We have a new wing over there that you guys call the B wing. That's newer, and the 8th grade hallway is a little bit newer. But I think if you look in our bathrooms and see the old plumbing and things that we have, I would really like to see that get updated. So that would be my biggest push for both of those groups.
I think that's a great idea. Well, we're almost out of time, so thank you for your time and answering our questions.
You're right, and I'm available anytime.
Do you think for PE this year you guys have all the materials you need to have a successful school year?
I think with all the things that we have from last year, we don't need to get anything more at this point. As we go along in the school year, we'll see what we need. But right now, the county's provided us with everything we need, and we're ready to go.
Well, that's great. Thank you, Ms. Emily.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
You too. Ms. Traeger, do you feel you have been prepared for the coming school year?
I do. We've gone to a lot of trainings this week, and I feel like I have a really great team of teachers to work with.
That's very good. Do you think you have been given the resources like computers and other things to help you succeed this school year?
Well, I'm really lucky because I have a 1-year-old brand new computer cart, so my computers are awesome. And over the summer, I went to an Avid training, and I'm teaching Avid for the first time, so I got to go to Philly and learn all about it.
That's very nice. Thank you for your interview. Hello, Mr. Reed. Do you think you're ready for this school year?
Absolutely not. But I'll be ready by the time you guys walk through the door.
Well, that's good. Do you think you have the resources like computers and textbooks to be ready for the school year?
Oh yeah, it's awesome. We got some new computers this year. They're a lot faster. Of course, we got our internet access, so I'm all ready. I got a lot of really good technology.
All right. And do you think you got the training over the summer that you think made you better prepared for the school year?
Yeah, I actually started a master's program, so I'm took 16 credits of classes over the summer, so I was rolling over the summer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Have a good first day of school.
Hi, Ms. Leibowitz. Thank you for joining me. Do you feel that you are prepared for the school year to handle all your kids?
I'm definitely prepared to handle the students. I'm not quite ready for the school year to start. I haven't gotten all of my lesson plans done yet, but I think we're going to have a great time. I'm ready for day one. Day one, we get to talk about, policies and procedures and maybe play a few getting to know you games, but I'll be ready before it's time to really get into the meat of things.
Second question, do you feel that you have all the props and accessories like computers and stuff that you needed to help the students succeed?
Absolutely. I think we have everything we need to get started. As a lot of people know, we have a brand new class this year, technical theater, and so I don't know yet everything that we're going to need for that class because we've never done it before. I've never taught it before. But it's one of those cases where I'll figure it out as I go along, and I know that I have the resources available to find what I need and get what I need when I know what I need.
Nice. And over the summer, do you feel you got the training needed to feel prepared for the school year?
Absolutely, 100%. We have wonderful resources here in Fairfax County, and there are a lot of people helping everyone out. We have a group of teachers all across the county who are teaching this new technical theater class, and we've all gotten together and worked on lesson plans and tried to figure out, and we actually got this brand new, really wonderful technical theater safety handbook so that I also know what all the policies and procedures in FCPS are to make sure that the kids stay safe in class.
Extra question.
Sure.
Can you explain technical theater to me?
Sure. Technical theater is looking at everything that happens behind the scenes. So we're talking about the lights, the sound, set, props, costumes, hair, and makeup. So we're going to be diving into that in the class setting, and kids are going to learn, hopefully students are going to learn how to design and develop. We won't actually be able to build anything. That was my Hamilton text message notification. I know it was wonderful. I'm sure everyone out there just got a little excited. Yeah, so the students are going to learn kind of the backstage areas. It'll be less performance-based and more design-based. That we'll learn how to design things and what goes in there, and hopefully that'll help students when they come and work on our spring production in the spring, second semester.
That's great. Well, thank you for meeting with me.
Thank you guys so much.
All right. Morning, Mr. Reddick. Thank you for meeting with me.
You're welcome.
A few questions. One, do you feel that you're ready for the upcoming school year with your students?
I have always been ready. I've been ready since 1976 when I first got my teaching degree. Yes, so I am always ready.
That's great. So you're fairly experienced then?
Yes, indeed. I'm old. Fossilized.
Not that old. So do you feel that you have the equipment, like computers and stuff, to help your students succeed?
Yes, indeed. Fairfax County has been quite beneficial and quite generous in their use of appropriation of equipment. Yes, indeed.
That's fabulous. Do you feel that over the summer you have been given the training to help you succeed with your students?
Yes, I've trained myself. I've meditated on my upcoming lesson plans every moment of every possible day throughout the summer.
That's great. Well, thank you for meeting me, Mr. Reddick.
You're very welcome.
So, are the chickens ready for the school year?
Yeah, they're totally ready. They're pumped.
That's awesome. Have you guys been feeding them?
Yes.
Sean here has heard they're very easy.
I've heard that they need like this special grain.
They have everything. Yeah, they're totally perfectly fine.
Have you guys been training them over the summer? Have they been getting their workbooks done?
Yeah. Yep.
What books have they been reading?
They read the whole. They're not big readers. They're not big readers, but
they eat them before they could even read.
They have about a C average in their classes,
but they're great at PE, right?
Yeah, art is theirs, and lunch. Art is their thing.
And lunch. That's always important. All right. Well, thank you guys for your time.
You know how people say that using synonyms can make your sentence more interesting? Let's try it out. Up next, some clips for the Feline Gala.
Tigerfest. These halls, empty for months, are once again bustling with students and parents. We decided to interview our rising 7th and 8th graders on their thoughts about the coming school year.
Are you excited to be 8th graders this year since you're going to be technically like kings of the school?
I am definitely excited.
Are you excited to shape the 7th graders' minds? Be a good influence on them?
I'll try.
All right. What's your favorite class this week?
Probably chorus.
All right. Thank you for your time. Good luck this year.
Thanks, Siona. Now we'll venture the halls to interview Mariana.
Are you excited for the school year, Mariana?
Yes, I am.
Oh, yeah. What's your favorite class?
When I emailed them, no one had power.
My favorite class was always orchestra.
What's your favorite part about orchestra?
I guess the fact that you can talk to people and meet new people, even just in orchestra. It's kind of a social event.
Thanks, Mariana. Next, we'll interview the Sevies. After all, Twain is a completely new experience for them.
So what's your name and what elementary school did you go to?
My name is Evan, and I am from Springfield State's elementary school.
Okay, Evan, are you excited for 7th grade?
I'm very excited.
Are you excited to get a locker and everything?
Not necessarily about the locker, but a lot of things, yes. Mostly about my electives.
Oh, what electives did you pick?
I'm taking band and Chinese.
Oh, yeah. I'm in orchestra, but I've heard from Willis that band is great. All right, thank you for your time.
Thanks, Evan. Next, we talked to Nate.
My name is Nate. I came from a private school called St. Bernadette School. Yes, I'm very excited for 7th grade.
You think it's going to fit your expectations?
Yeah, probably.
All right, thank you. Thanks, Nate, and good luck to all in the coming school year.
Thank you for watching the Mark Twain News Show.
That's it for now, folks. See you next time.